Mr. Kuntoro Mangosproto unfortunately can't be with us this morning. So to provide his opening address, we're very honoured to have Mr. Heru Prasetyo, who's the Secretary of the Red Task Force of the Republic of Indonesia. So perhaps if I could ask Hiro to come up to the podium and deliver his remarks. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, excellencies. This place is very bright. I cannot see you. Well, so sorry that Pak Kuntoro cannot make it. I got an SMS message from him last night, and it was 9:11. Not 9:11, okay? 9:11 minutes. He said that, Heru, I think you have to take the podium for me, because the president gave me a mission that is so secret I cannot tell you what. So please do the audience justice with giving my speech on this. And Pak Kuntoro said that the first thing that he would like to share with you is that his perspective is being the head of the Presidential Delivery Unit. Being a presidential delivery unit, the emphasis is actually in the delivery. So when the president made a statement yesterday that was very important for us, and that is the concept of the 726 and the access to degraded land, the 7% growth and the 26% emission reduction done at the same breath, not sequentially, but done at the same time, and the access to the degraded land, the challenge suddenly come to us. How can we think about making it work? Not only making it happen, but also making it work. It's delivery, remember? So the issue is, how can we deliver on the promise, on the statement that the president has made yesterday? And that is a statement, a commitment that is not only of the President of the Republic of Indonesia, but a commitment of a leader that will be very useful and also impactful for the world. Yesterday in his speech, the President stated that Indonesia is committed to grow the economy by 7% and reducing greenhouse gas emission by 26%, and this is against business as usual. And number two, to provide access to already degraded land. So the business as usual is the reference for the 26% reduction of emission. Can we, ladies and gentlemen, achieve something that is reduced from business as usual by doing business as usual? I think we will all say it may be happening, but it's going to be very hard, because the business as usual practice that we are doing right now has given us the trajectory into what is projected in 2020, and we say that we don't want to achieve that, we want to reduce the emission by 26%. So how do we deliver this then? Again, the Presidential Delivery Unit has the question of how do we deliver not only the Pizza Hut that has the delivery unit, but also the president has one. Firstly, we must understand the context. The 26% reduction in emission that the president has promised, first in Pittsburgh, and again yesterday in the context at the same time of the 7% growth. Let us see what is the relevance of this to all of us here. The first one, is this relevant for the planet, and how relevant it is? We all know that the Earth has a total surface area of 510 million square kilometers. 510 million square kilometers. Indonesia, on the other hand, has a total area of 5.3 million square kilometers, about 1% of the Earth's surface area in total. Indonesia has about 238 million people, which is about 3% of the world's population living. So talking about Indonesia, let's look at it as if this is 1% of the total area of the planet and 3% of its population. Think about it. In the letter of intent that we agreed with Norway last time, we identified that we have to have a pilot province. And the president has declared that Kalimantan Tengah is the pilot province. You have heard Governor Teras Naran spoke yesterday. Kalimantan Tengah has 2.5% of the Indonesian surface area, 153,000 square kilometers. And it has 1% of Indonesia's population. So if you look into that proportion, Kalimantan Tengah is a pilot province for Indonesia on red, and Indonesia with that vision, having like 1% of the Earth's surface area and 3% of the world population, can be called a pilot country for this agenda on climate change. So since climate change is a global challenge and we have some critical element as tool to influence the final outcome, we have the sea, we have the coral, we have the mangroves, we have the forest, and we have the biodiversity. Indonesia should be an important player in combating climate change because we have the tools, we have the resources of that nature to do it. So ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, why don't we, for context purposes, look at Indonesia as the pilot country of the world for doing this? Context, that's the context. So what is the vision that we are offering for you all to ponder? The vision is the word delivering as one. Again, I'm using the word delivery because that is the catchword for us. Delivering for one. It's not just theory, it's not just promises, it's not just statement, it's delivering as one. We all realize that to face this huge challenge, to address this huge challenge and conquer the problems that goes with it, we cannot deliver with compromised resources. Indonesia has the resources to combat that. We have the forest, we have the water, we have the coral, you name it. What we have is a significant component of the element to fight climate change, if we can make use of it effectively. So it's no way that we will be able to deliver with compromised resources. If we only use the resources of the world that is owned by Indonesia, the challenge is bigger than what we have today as a resources in our armaments. What kind of resources? What is the resources for? What will be the resources that's needed for? The first one is the resources to plan. The second is the resources to strategize, the resources to execute, the resources to monitor, and the resources to control. Those are the elements, the resources that will be required if we are really embarking seriously in this battle for the less than 2% 2 degrees increase in the temperature of the world. So if we believe that it's not possible to fight the challenge with a compromised resources, let's not compromise our resources. So to develop policies, the government must listen, welcome input, and to most possible extent, develop those policies together with businesses. This is a statement of the past. I am not for that statement. That statement is where we are talking about I, you, and they. We need to gather all the resources, marshal all the resources in the spirit of we, not I, you, or they. This is